Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Sword of the Stars. Sorry about the delay in uploading. I had a few technical difficulties, but I think they've been resolved. Fortunately I lost about a 5-minute segment that I did, so if you're watching this from the last episode that I recorded, not a lot has happened, just a couple of turns have gone forward, so we haven't missed much. In exciting YouTube news, I have got first comments and some first subscribers, so thanks a lot, guys. Definitely like to hear more from you guys. I know not a lot of people have obviously seen this Let's Play yet, so but yeah, definitely tell me what you think, what you'd like to see more of or less of. Obviously, I'd like to start doing Let's Play of Sword of the Stars 2 when that comes out. But I'd like to finish this game as well. I also got my first YouTube private message, which of course was spam. So it's good to know that spam is alive and well in all aspects of the internet. Alright, so in this game where we last left off, I was gonna finish colonizing all the places we could colonize in our little cluster here. In terms of technology, I think I had decided that in terms of ships and whatnot, I was going to go for a ballistics weapons, kind of heavy stormers with fire control with predictive gunnery as a strategy. And in the short term, looks like I'm grabbing, I guess I'm going to grab some cruisers, and then I'll probably get fusion right away, and then get the trade, and then start building up my trade fleet as I slowly research those military technologies, because by then, actually in about, well, any time now, honestly, I expect these guys to come out of these clusters and say hello. And usually they say hello with, a dozen cruisers, so we better be ready for that. Okay, so let's just see if we have any idle fleets, because it's been a while since there's these guys. So these guys I just sent to colonize. Okay. And we're going to need more colonizers to speed that up. Alright. Right, and here it looks like, we had sent a fleet to pacify the alien menace, and it looks like it's just about to get there. What did I just colonize? Looks like this guy and that guy. Nope, he's been colonized for a while. This guy over there? Yeah. Okay. Right, so in one turn, he's about to get there, but you can see this is the alien menace cloning itself. So you see there's a white alien ship. It's headed for a random, star system that's next to it. But they're very slow. They're kind of like the hivers, right? So you can see here, alien menace. If I right-click, destination, 8 turns. So I have time. Actually, I've already got control of an asteroid monitor here, and an asteroid monitor will beat an alien menace, so I don't have to do anything about that. But next turn, we'll actually have a live fight that you can watch, and hopefully I've prepared appropriately, and it won't be embarrassing to watch. Okay, let's get our cruisers. Are there any other planets that I want to colonize here? Let's go in order of colonizability here. So this is, yeah, I can't gate there yet, so I'll have to wait. This is, alright, we've got to colonize here. We're waiting for a gate. This is pretty lame. Some of these are okay, some of them are pretty lame, but we're just going to colonize everything, because once you got trade, you just kind of want to have the extra colonies. So let's build more colony ships, and we'll turn down get a bit more money. Okay, and here we should have our first battle. Should be nothing exciting. Normally I'd just autoplay these because I know I'm going to win, but it's been a long time since the beginning of this game and I haven't still shown you the tactical combat, so let's jump in. Now, if I prepared well for this, I think I already arranged my fleet in a kind of nugget formation instead of the giant line formation. So we'll see in just a second. Yes, looks good. Alright, so there's my command and control ship. I even got a gate. Okay, that's not so bad. So I want to pull these in and then slowly move the whole thing over there. So these ships have a lot of point defense on them. See, as I hover over this, it shows the weapon arc. So a lot of these weapons can actually, see, this weapon can shoot pretty much everything forward and most everything backwards. And you can see if I zoom in, there aren't a lot of them left. Yeah, there are some left. Okay, so you can see they're attacking with these little drone ships, and normally those would be really hard to target, but point defense specializes in that. Okay. And I don't think I've lost a ship yet. So that's good. Okay. Now, another thing that's nice is that this is the, well, actually what's going to happen is I'm going to try to break down this asteroid, and then from it, I believe, a alien ship is going to try to escape, and then I'm going to have to try to run it down. So let's talk about some things that I can do here. In the top left, this will determine like how your ships move when they fire. So sometimes you want close to attack. So if your ships are close range and you want to get in really close, and this is especially useful if you want to mess with enemies that are trying to keep you at range, and this is a good strategy. Otherwise, you'd keep it on, on normal. You could also do standoff, which is like the opposite of close range, so they'll try to fire from as far as possible. But you could also turn on this pursue, which will kind of allow your ships to break formation and just zoom in and lock on and try to track down their target as fast as possible. Okay, so that was our first victory. Very nice. Let's see. So if we look at my ships afterwards, see some of them are red and yellow. That means some of them are damaged. Now, I don't have any repair ships with me. I need cruisers and a special tech for that. But they can also be repaired from orbit around a planet that has, enough infrastructure. So once I get the gate up, I'm just going to send them back to my homeworld for a turn, and they should be back up to full health. Okay, and it looks like I also got this asteroid monitor also on the same turn. Fortunately, it's not a colonizable planet, but that's okay. All right, so let's colonize the next planet that we want here. Let's go Kreeler. Okay, gate deployed. So we're going to go home to repair for one turn. Going to colonize here. Alright, cruisers are done. So let's just point out some of the new tech that we have. Here are a few of the techs that unlock once you have cruisers. They're a really important milestone technology. If you're playing on a smaller map, you definitely don't want to wait as long as I have to get cruisers. So one new technology that we got that we can research is salvage technology. This allows you to use the repair and salvage mission section, which is for repairing ships. These are very important. You can't repair in combat, but after the combat's done, you want to make sure your ships are all patched up. This biome colonizer is a cruiser class colonizing vessel, which will make colonizing much more efficient. It's not a real emergency for us because we've only got like 4 planets left to colonize. But you know, depending on the type of map you're playing on, that can be really useful. Okay, in the missiles, we now have access to this new part of the missile tree, which are these kind of these special area of effect, damage over time kind of missiles. There are a few more similar to this one, a corrosive missile. And basically, they're weapons that you have to fire yourself, and so the turret won't fire automatically, and you kind of target them, and they sort of release a cloud of nasty stuff. So you have to aim it very carefully and try to make the enemy ships run into them. Here we have the heavy combat lasers. So this is one of the main, most important weapons in the game. There are 2 more above it. These are like forward-facing laser cannons, basically. The reason they're so important is that once you start using dreadnoughts, pretty much all your designs are going to incorporate a certain number of these anyways. So you're going to want to research this, even if you're Hiver or whatever. You don't have to. There are ways around it, but it's not almost inevitable. But I almost want to say, yeah, it's inevitable. They're very strong. They're very powerful. They're best at long range. So one easy way to fight this is either with smaller, nimble ships or to just get in really close so that the whole ship has to like turn and readjust to aim at you, and since you're so close, that turning arc is really steep. So those are really nice weapons. And finally here we have the cruiser version of our command and control ships. So the destroyer version gave us 20 control points, which meant that we could have, since a destroyer takes 2, we could have 10 ships. That's why we had 10 ships in the fight that we just had. But the cruiser class gives us 36, which means we would have 6 cruisers, or any combination, because cruisers are worth 6, so you can divide any combination of 6 points for cruisers and 2 points for destroyers. Okay, anyways, what we're actually going to research is none of those. We're going to go for fusion, which is another super important milestone technology. This is going to give us new kinds of engines and all sorts of nice goodies. So I'm going to, while we research that, we're going to finish colonizing. And I'm not even going to look. We're just going to send it to this planet here. Yeah, it's just a really bad planet, but whatever. Oh, meanwhile, is there somewhere else I need to send? This guy looks suspiciously empty. I think early on I must have sent a... it must have been attacked by the alien menace, so I'm going to send my cleanup fleet there in the next turn. Well, what do you know? So I was right, because it just cloned itself and sent a fleet that way. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll be fine. So we'll send that there. So see, automatically it knows that it's smarter to gate here first. Let's just make sure, there we go, that the gate is last. Okay, and let's send... So we just colonized Krelar, so let's send a bunch of guys there. And then I guess we'll go right next door. Colonize, colonize. Gotta send our guys to Manticore. one guy, send him over here. Notice how the light blue is taking up a much larger chunk of the pie, but I expected that. Oh, I didn't mean to split them up. Okay. It's really important when you're colonizing these very inhospitable planets with high climate hazards to go at it with a lot of ships, and that's where the biome colonizers come in handy. Actually, biocolonizers do something else, which is they also send civilian population as opposed to just imperial. If you notice, if you look at these freshly colonized worlds, right, they only have imperial population. Civilian population is what's responsible for, well, it's kind of complicated. I don't want to get into all the details, but it gives you sort of your tax revenue, your income, and you need it to like build stations and other stuff later on. And it grows at a fixed rate throughout the game. I think it's like 20 million per turn gets randomly added, distributed throughout the empire. So when you build with a biome colonizer, you also get like a free, I think it's 10,000. I could be wrong. So it's very useful. But we don't have time to research that. Okay, and we should be done for colonizing. I mean, actually, this guy's almost there 2 turns, so let's build some colonizers for this guy once he gets there. Oh, what about here? No. Or here. Okay, so I lied. We've got a lot of colonizing left to do. Yeah, these 2. Okay. We'll keep building then. Okay, so here my asteroid monitor. I'm not going to watch this fight because I know I'm going to win. Not only did I win, but you notice that when you win, actually, we can show the details here. Silicoid Queen, 1 enemy ship was destroyed. Treasury is increased by 215,000. So killing these is quite nice. Okay, colonize, deploy gate. Okay. I just noticed that I forgot to send a gate ship here, so let's do that this turn. Build a gate. There we go. Okay, I think now we're done with the ships we need to build for a while. So I'm going to turn down the money making part. See, the light blue is taking up almost half, which means that, you know, if I hadn't colonized all those worlds, I could research fusion in about half the time. But that's not so important. Well, I mean, it is important to get fusion, but 6 turns on fusion is nothing compared to having 6 new colonies. Okay, so actually I need more colony ships, but I have enough saved up from defeating those queens, silicoid queens, that I don't need to devote more money. Alright, I should point out one thing that's good to do is if you know you're about to colonize a lot of inhospitable worlds, a really good idea is to research these technologies beforehand. Terraforming bacteria and environmental tailoring. They will increase your terraforming speed, which means your empire is going to spend a lot less time with a huge with a huge chunk of its economy devoted to supporting these, the fresh colonies. Now, that chunk's going to go down pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about it. And again, I didn't research it because, the hires are really, well, research is not their strong suit. Let's just put it that way. So I'm just kind of plowing ahead, and I'm relying on, the hivers, they have great colony ships, right? When they colonize, you get 2 infrastructure per ship, which is more than the other races get. So I'm kind of relying on that advantage instead. Okay. And will we need, no, we won't need to colonize that. We will need to colonize this guy, but only in 4 turns. I've been staring at these ships for a while and I didn't realize they weren't at my home planet. I actually should have been colonizing a while ago. Okay, enemy fleet detected. Alright, we have our first contact about to occur. So, they are humans. You can tell by recognizing this kind of icon. Also, you just have to recognize the graphic for it. If I right-click, it says there's 1 ship. So this means this is a scout. What's nice about the hivers is that that scout is going to completely fail to kill my gauge ship. In fact, my gauge ship is going to own it. So I don't have to worry about building it some defense and sending it over here. Now you might think 1 little destroyer scout isn't that dangerous, and against this planet it's not, because this is a fully developed planet. It's going to have planetary missiles and everything. But if that scout was headed for, like, this planet, or, even worse, well, anyways, one of these newly developed planets, it could wipe out the whole colony. And as hivers, that would be a real pain, because I'd have to, it takes forever to get there. Or rather, I should say, if I was like a Lear or something like that, then I'd have to, like, recolonize, and even though they have fast ships, it's just a pain. So I'm kind of protected against scouts. What I have to worry about is if they come later with a bunch of cruisers. So that means that our neighbors in this cluster are, humans, and they came from this system over here, obviously. So we've got human neighbors above us, I guess we could say. Above us and towards the center. Above and in, I guess we'll say. So that's okay. We can deal with humans. Humans are, like I said, they have very fast ships. Odds are they won't have another node path. I can't see what their node paths are, but odds are they won't have another one into my cluster. So that means I can park a defensive fleet here and catch pretty much all the stuff they send at me. Why don't we take a look at the human scout ship. Normally I would just autoplay this, but let's take a look. Legions of Tiberius Magnus. Alright, I'm going to show you some other shortcuts that you can use here. I might have already done this. Actually, I forget if I've shown you guys this in previous videos, but you can use control page up and control page down to change the speed of the game. Also here, you can just hit escape if you want to skip the intro video. Alright, so here's my deployed gate. I can't move it. They're going to come from over here. But it's going to take like 2 minutes for them to wake up and get there. So control page up. Notice in the bottom right here, it says 8x. And the timer is going really fast. Oh, here they come. So I press control page down to go back to normal speed. And middle mouse button centers the camera on the object. I'm going to hit space to get out of radar mode. And here's our human ship. So notice these giant oversized engine parts. They're very vulnerable. Now, I mean, this guy's going to get annihilated. There should be planetary missiles that are going to hit him any moment. Oh, here's another thing to notice. Because this is the first time I've met him, I was on kind of hold fire mode. Because by default, you know, it's sort of, you're not aggressive towards them. But I don't want them to see what's going on here. So we are going to blow them up. So I'm missing a lot because he's moving, but he's a scout, so he has like 2 guns and he's shooting at the planet or something. Anyways, now notice how the front of the ship is I was going to say bleeding, is on fire, although I guess in space that's just as ridiculous. Let's say it's leaking plasma or whatever. So ships take damage in sections. Alright, so I've just destroyed his front section. So yeah, ships take damage in sections, and if you destroy 2 sections, then the ship is gone. This is not true for dreadnoughts, which is why they're so powerful. The dreadnoughts, you need to the sections don't get destroyed as they take damage. You have to destroy the whole ship as one, which is why they're so powerful. And boom. So especially against the humans, you can target their engine sections because they happen to have weak engine sections. So that's a good trick to know. Okay. Why does it show? Oh, right. See, here I could tell that there was a fleet left, but I didn't know what it was. And it's these tankers that, like, I think on the first episode or something, we put away. I'm going to scuttle them now because I really don't need them. But I'll tell you why I had put them aside. The reason is sometimes you can find these alien derelicts. We might have found one already, actually. I've forgotten if in this game we did. Sometimes they're so weak that your gate ship that found them can destroy them outright. But sometimes you get tougher ones, and in that case, it's actually possible to destroy them just with those tankers. Like, they don't take a lot more to destroy. So that's why I saved them, in case I needed them to fight a derelict. Okay, let's build some colony ships for that last planet. And we should have fusion soon. Yes, we do. Okay, we're going to be bold and we're going to colonize all in one turn. And remember, the reason we don't colonize all in one turn is in case there's a colony trap, we don't want it to destroy all 20 of our colony ships. humans are coming again. This is not good. Okay, still only with one ship. I guess they're trying to scout me again. You know, what I might as well do is I'm going to put my fleet there in orbit. Colonize. Okay, infrastructure complete, fusion, blah blah blah. Clearly it's going to lose. I don't need to show you that fight. Notice how like it traveled a huge distance in one turn. That's the human fleet for you. Very, very fast. Okay, we have gates everywhere except the independent colonies, because I don't want to click on that annoying button every turn. Okay, I'm just going to play through these turns very fast until we get fusion, and then we'll cut the video. Hey, speaking of which, we got fusion. So we were lucky we got it a bit ahead of time. Alright, I'll cut the video and we'll talk about technology next.